All right, welcome back. It's still the news review segment right here on Breakfast Daily, and we're having conversations about the fire that ravaged Adum last Friday and smoldering throughout the weekend as well. Our commiserations to all those that have lost property and business over there. But Victor, one of my guests on the show today, was making his thoughts, and he will just wrap up his submission on this. Victor.
Yeah, so for me, with this, all the recommendations that have been made by fire service, they're getting to know what the cause of the fire. There's a golden trend in all of them. It is either cooking in the market, leakage, access. Let's prioritize policy over politics. Let's look at the long term. Listen, no matter what you do, what they said, the wedge between the regional minister and the rest, no matter what they do, because the people suspect leadership, everything, what you say. You know, there are a variety of interpretations into that because it is laced with politics. They see you as a politician in the first place. And once they see you as a politician, that suspicion is there. And I think that, yes, he may not understand how the fire service operates. But, you know, sometimes when you observe, you think that this should be done A, B, C, D. They also have their modus of operandi. I think that their frustrations and the rest was setting in. And this is why, and, you know, normally we try to pigeonhole people. We look at what they have done. The internet never sleeps. So sometimes things that you have said before, and because there is a politics, we suspect that this man wants to sabotage me, or this person wants to sabotage me because we do not belong to the same. It's like when you look at what it is alleged that the PRO, the one who spoke, his background, when you look at some of the things that he spewed on the internet in past, it gives some slant that he was trying to sabotage others. But I think that once you're in leadership, you are dealing with different set of people. Some may like you, some may want to bring you down, some may see you rise, but you have to manage it. And as a leader, when you're under pressure, you know, it's not everything you say, you spew. You try to find out what's from the behind scenes and let them, as they were saying. But I think that fire service and the minister, they are going to work together. They will not say for the next 4 years, they will work together. So he can't say, while he's there, I think they should judge and see next time. You know, every time you correct yourself, we learn from experiences. Let's learn from what had happened and be able to do the needful. Thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make progress. We want to go to former BOG governors, the story on national security and its premises. There's a few stories, so we'll just go through some of the headlines for us to give us some context for that. The national security operatives stole NS Addison's cash, his wife's jewelry. This is Afenyo Makin was being quoted at the pressure that was had after the incident. This is on citynewsroom.com. Let me take you to a few others. Addison installed devices in his home to spy on BOG operations. This is Festus Abuaje alleging. Addison, national security raids former BOG Governor Addison's home. And so these are some of the various stories that have made it to the press. And let me start with you, Victor, on this one.
Yeah, I think that we had it, that was last week, that the national security, and we have been told that they went to court. It was a court order that they went through to be able, because looking at...
So they secured a...
They secured an order. I think they went an ex parte. Ex parte means that you don't give notice to the other side. And based on the information that maybe they had, that he had a whole setup that could... Now, fine, granted that that was what was done, or the allegation, when he was a public servant. right, BOG, as a public servant, I'm sure he had a right that he could monitor what was happening within the organization, the setup. But now that you are not a public servant, you have retired, right? I think that it was not right. And our fundamental human rights. You see, the organization itself is also as a person. So whilst it is not allowed that government and others will spy on a citizen, it is the same, because that organization becomes an artificial person.
Yeah.
So you cannot also be spying on the organization as we are being told. If that is the issue, I think it's wrong. That as an individual, you want to spy, and if I'm sure there was some intelligence, that is why they moved in. As to his money and jewelry being stolen, was Apenyo there when the thing happened? So what he's saying is a hearsay. They are telling you that hearsay. And at least Apenyo is a lawyer. If I were him, I would say this is an allegation. But to come and categorically say that they have stolen 10,000, some jewelries and the rest, you were not there. So now how do you come and say, because they reported something you heard, you were told. Whether it was true, is credible or not, now you put your reputation on the line. If it happens that it is not true, they go and it is not true. What have you done to your
Well, maybe
reputation?
he trusts his sources.
Trust his sources. But I'm sure, you see, when national security is going to do any operation, right? There are cameras in the house. Even if they finish that, sometimes what has been taken, they give you an inventory.
Yeah.
I have a copy of what has been taken from my house. You have a copy. That's why I'm saying that national security is transforming itself. Those days it used to be Gestapo, they go without even an order. Things are changing. We are seeing some transformation within the whole setup as to what is being done. But why is it that the former governor himself, he's not spoken till now? His lawyers have not spoken till now, right? They themselves declare it is only the minority leader who has spoken on this issue. Thankfully, there will be a press conference today. The Attorney General will speak, and I think the spokesperson, the government minister in charge of government communication, they will be there to address this issue of the national security and the Bank of Ghana. So let's wait and let them give us the information. We will also validate the information and see that what we are being told is the truth.
All right.
Okay. Ibrahim.
Yeah. I think to respond to what Victor is saying, we need the information to come out more. Before we can have a in-depth analysis and comment with, on strong grounds. Because if you say Afenyo Mackins heard, honorable, he heard, I would imagine that he has a strong relationship with Addison. When I say strong, close relationship. And as, the minority leader, something like this, a high-profile personality from the previous government, would either he would approach Addison or Addison would approach him and give him that information. What happened? Because we understand that the CCTV cameras were removed. So I don't think you can dismiss Honorable Afenyo Mackins as was he there. Do you get me? The same way, was the national security there? Festus Abuaje, was he there? We're hearing that this is the case. That it was CCTV cameras that enabled the former governor to spy or monitor on the bank. We all have them. When I say we all, it's in the system. Right now in my home, I can see my home on my TV. We all have the Hikvision CCTV cameras, so, and it's wireless, in the sense that there's no tape. It's stored in the cloud, so when I want to look at what's happening in my home, I go and put in my password,
log in.
and I can log in, I watch, I'm seeing exactly what is happening in my house, Biantone. So it's nothing new. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that if it's true, that indeed this facility was there. I'm not saying it's not true, but you can't dismiss Afenyo Markins giving you intelligence, and at the same time believe the national intelligence or Professor Sabaji that why don't you say they also heard?
Before you go, I'm not dismissing it. I'm saying this with the background that he, as a lawyer,
He should have said alleged.
Yes, you
Allegedly
see,
they were
you can't
stolen.
just be categorical when you were not there. You did not see it. In law, we will say this is hearsay evidence.
I get your
you
point.
heard it.
Okay.
So that's where I'm
Good.
coming from.
Okay.
But your emphasis said more than that. Your emphasis, you said he's destroying his reputation.
Oh, no, but if it happens,
I'm coming.
that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm coming. If a reputable citizen, I'm talking Ernest Addison, I'm saying if, has conveyed to me that this is what happened. Yes, and maybe I can use the word
I'll take
alleged.
his word for it.
No,
Yeah,
I'm informed.
I understand.
informed
I'm
that-
saying that it
Yes,
is not destroying his reputation. It is not destroying his reputation. If he comes out forthright and says, I believe what I've heard, and I'm saying it without the caveat of informed or allegation. That's my point there. But now coming to the substance of the matter here. Let's take a prima facie that the intelligence that National Service Security had is true. You've gone in there. Okay. Now, it's important if what he has, I'm talking Addison, is the same that I have in my home. You can remove the cameras, but the information was already recorded in the cloud.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that, as happened with Ken Ofereta's house, we saw images of Jakpa and co in the house, and it's for Addison and his lawyers to release, if indeed he has the domestic one that I'm talking about, in addition to the Bank of Ghana one that is alleged that he had, that security system, release it. It helps you and the case at hand if you have those images, because they're there. And again, I'm assuming that he has a domestic one in addition to the national security one that is alleged to have been installed. But other than that, I can't really comment much on this.
No.
I think it doesn't do our conversation any good without the facts, and then we are, punching jabs here. Why did they do this or vice versa?
We
need more information.
We should remove the realm of politics from this. I mean, it's just.
So Victor mentioned something important.
You see what I want
Victor,
to
you
also-
mentioned something important. I just want to add this. The silence on the part of Addison's lawyers and himself, it allows the space for conjecture and other people to feed in. Come out and speak. Tell us what the situation is. Respond. And then at least the facts can either bear you out or prove otherwise.
Okay. What I was just to assure the citizens is that I think things have changed. We are consolidating democracy. Whilst we are doing that, yes, the issues about Jakpa has done A, B, C, D, Jakpa has led. Jakpa works under a boss, a superior. I don't think he can go on his own to get involved in an operation without taking an order from his superiors. So, yes.
The stories tend
So
to
the
make it
stories
sound like
it is
the man
like he
has
has
gone
he has a
solo to-
personal vendetta against some people. I don't think the system that's how it works. He's always giving an order and instruction as to do. I'm sure his superiors, and whilst today we listen to the Attorney General and the rest, I'm sure there will be more questions, there will be more answers. We will get to this matter.
Okay, fantastic. Gentlemen, we have just about 5 minutes to go. Let's or 4 minutes to go. Let's touch briefly on what was happening last week. Adwoa Safo has been speaking a lot. She has been, in a way, manner of speaking, venting her spleen on issues that she seems to be very passionate about. Quick thoughts.
Yeah, I've read that she's been served with disciplinary notice and what have you. I think every politician, you have to somehow not truncate, but somehow position your personal interest with the party interest. You have to find that balance. Do you get me? There has to be a certain nuance that you've been hard done by per her position, per her thoughts, okay? And as you say, she wants to vent those things out in terms of that. Now, I want to go back to one of the things that triggered it. She sacked
The former
Kwashiga's wife.
Yes.
Honorable
Major
Kwashiga's wife. And she was reinstated. Then she took it as a slight on authority. But come on, you work under the president at the time. You are not the judge, jury, and executioner.
No.
Why didn't you just resign? Period.
As a statement
Yeah, just resign.
I don't agree with this.
Yeah, but you went to America, doing your TikToks and what have you. I'm not a fan of Adwoa Safo. I used to be. Because I saw that vibrant politician in her, you know, hardworking, you know. But then she was somehow putting her interests above the party.
Okay.
And in politics,
It doesn't work.
it doesn't work that
You
way.
can't do that.
It doesn't work that way. I'm not saying don't be forthright.
Yeah.
I'm very forthright when I speak. I'll hit government if it's my government. I'll praise government if it's my government. And likewise, I'll praise the government to which I don't belong to the party. I'm talking John Mahama. That's how you push Ghana. And then you develop that currency of integrity. But what she did, you know, we were short on numbers. You know, you had to come back to vote, and you're doing all these gymnastics. So I'm not a big fan of her at all. So, but she has the right to vent. Let her vent.
Right.
But a smart politician, a loyal politician, will couch your grievance in a way that you can get your issues out, but you preserve the party's interests as well.
Fantastic. Please, you have a few seconds to just wrap it up for us.
The little time that I've spent in politics only tells me that there are some things you can never say it until you go to your grave. Whilst you're in politics, because you sit in some meetings, there are things that may happen to you.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that what she's trying to do is to present a side of a story. Maybe things that have gone, and she feels embittered, and now she wants to vent her frustrations. But she must, as he said, the balance might be there. You may say things today, words that are gone, you cannot get them back or retract them. But I think also that, you know, in politics, in doing all this, you are bargaining for something to come. So I'm sure that she's also trying to look into the future.
Okay.
And also strategically position herself, right?
Yeah.
Because if there's going to be the race for the flag bearership, who is going to be the running mate.
Okay.
2027 is already
It's
here,
not far.
2028.
It's not far.
So in doing so,
Yeah.
I'm sure she's also trying to strategically position herself for one to
For the
be
future.
penciled for the future.
All right.
But I guess that she should do it with decorum and civility. I think that sometimes you don't need to step on toes. You've decided to be a politician.
Yeah.
That is the party, the vehicle that will carry you through. You don't have to destroy the vehicle or punch the tie.
Yeah.
When you punch the tie,
It's affecting you too.
it will affect you. All of you will be there. That's all I can say.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to say a big thank you to you, gentlemen, for joining me on the show this morning. There's a quick message here. This one says, patience from Amasama. She says, Kweku, I do believe the omission of the word allegedly until unrefutable evidence has been brought to light is a big blunder. All right, so basically agreeing with the fact that we should have just added allegedly to it, and that's Afejo Makin's comment. Thank you very much to you, Victor. Thank you very much to you, Ibrahim.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you for watching this segment of the show. We have more that's coming up. Today is World Tuberculosis Day. We're going to have a conversation about that and other interviews as well shortly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.